virtue of the powers conferred upon me as Vice Chancellor of the University of Fort Hare, I hereby consecute this congregation for conferring of degrees and awarding of diplomas. Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. It's Friday morning, it's the weekend, it's the start of the weekend. Good afternoon. Great stuff. Thank you very much. Something wrong is happening here, and I know people by Tanda Makwejo, by house and by res and by floor, I can see lots of gaps here. Please fetch them and get them in here in 3 minutes. Kware, let's do what you do best for the moment. much. Please give them another hand, please. That is the world famous Fort Hare Choir. Good afternoon once again, and good afternoon, graduates. Campaign the good afternoon, graduates. Thank you very much. Let me take this opportunity to welcome all of you. This is the final ceremony in a long series that started on Monday morning. This is ceremony number 10. Today we are conferring degrees and diplomas to graduates in the Faculty of Science and Agriculture. We started this morning, and we're continuing with this final group. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you all. The Chancellor of the University, Advocate Ntsebeza, was with us until this morning. He left this afternoon to catch a flight back to Johannesburg, but he's been with us for the last 5 days, and it's been a pleasure having him here. It gives me a pleasure once again to welcome management of the university, the professors, most importantly the Dean of Faculty, Professor Graham Bradley here, who's going to be driving part of the proceedings, and to welcome the professors and deans and supervisors and lecturers, to welcome the rest of the staff of the University of Fort Hare, professional staff, administrative staff, and support services staff. The many people who contribute to the process of training a graduate. I also want to welcome partners, wives, husbands, boyfriends, partners, families, neighbors, cousins, or uncles, Nabashi, Madam Pool, everybody. You are most welcome today. I want to say this, the graduation ceremony is a ceremonial and a formal occasion, and we always make sure that we keep it that way. So there's parts of the ceremony that we want to keep formal, and that part is especially when the graduates come through on stage. They come one at a time. Each one of them is going to be tapped in the head if they're getting a degree. If they're doing a diploma, their name will be read and they'll go straight to the pudding at the end by the deputy registrar. It's going to be truly for each one of them that 15 seconds of fame, and let's give it to them when they come through. But let's keep this part formal. This morning I witnessed something which I just want to caution against today. Please don't do it. I saw graduates, before they even get there, come to the edge of the stage and harm parents. We almost had an accident of a graduate falling over their parents this morning. So please don't do your high fives here. Don't wait. And then at the end, once they've become a graduate, then you can hug them behind the camera at the corner there. Please, parents, yes, you can do your up and down and dancing and screaming and nebonge, ululating and all of that, but don't come to the edge, and those high fives and those hugs are dangerous. Don't do them at home. The second thing, a request to the graduates, is also that I know your lecturers are here. I know your supervisors, your mentors, and so on are here. Please keep it formal.
if they want to hug, of the desire to hug you afterwards and show appreciation, they'll walk to that side and steal a hug once you have been, once you've been hooded, once you're a graduate. After all, you don't hug a person who's not a graduate, you hug them. So please, I'm sure my colleagues will show understanding, and you're free to just walk around and give that hug. It's important. For the graduates, while you're here, you're free to do your thing if you want. Don't fall, don't injure yourself. Yes, we have first aid services, we have wheelchairs and stuff, but we don't want to get to that point. I also witnessed yesterday, Professor Bradley, one graduate got carried away and brought a stick, a knobkerrie, and a spear to the stage. I don't mind a graduate doing that. But you're not allowed to wield or to do gestures to members of it's not done. Ungabenza nje ujongise pha camera so that camera will capture you. That's fine. It's dangerous. A mishap could happen, and we don't want to have accidents here. Just respect the decorum in that respect. If you want to do dance with your thing and show us, by all means do it. So I think I've captured this part, and it's very, very formal. As for the rest, I want to invite members of the guests, families, friends, donors, supporters. You're free to dance up and down the aisle. Dance in the company and go and hug them at the far end. Just don't come and do the thing here on the edge. You're free to use the rest of the red carpet up and down. Graduates also, I've seen other things previously. I saw one of them grab the microphone. It's out of bounds. It's out of bounds. The camera, this thing, microphone is for the dean. It's for the dean only. Don't, you stand right there. It's very important. I also, during the course of this week, witnessed or listened to someone doing praises but using languages a little unbecoming for a formal ceremony like this. Please, let's not use those kinds of words here. Let's use formal, well, and even informal words, but we are in distinguished company here. Just remember that. Members of the audience, honored guests and graduates, I'm particularly proud of what we've done this week, of graduating 2,992 students. 2,992. It's been a long way. This is graduation ceremony or graduation season number 100 this year. 100. The first one was in 1924. The first one was in 1924. Those who know the university, and I know all of you study from this campus, it was done in the library, not this library. The library was in Stewart Hall. It was just a big room. And they did that, and the number of people to be graduated was two. It was two graduates. One was Mr. Edwin Nwana, and the other was Mr. Z.K. Matthews. Now, Z.K. Matthews will be known to some of you. He later became a professor at this university, became a chairperson of Senate at this university, and was also a very important player in the political life and the political struggle of the country. And he ended up as an ambassador for Botswana at the United Nations. He left this university in 1959 in protest when the apartheid government handed over this institution to the Department of Bantu Education. He left in protest. For those who may not know, Professor Z.K. Matthews was the grandfather of Dr. Naledi Pandor, the minister today. I said we graduated a large number of students, and you'll be pleased to hear this. You'll be pleased to hear this, that 63% of those are women. 63%. You'll also be pleased to know that women constitute the majority for first degrees, honors degrees, diplomas, postgrad diplomas, and master's degrees. They constitute the majority, except for the PhDs. They still work there, but for the rest, the majority are women. The majority of the graduates are women in all the categories. You'll also be pleased. Yes, go for it. Go for it. Don't be shy. You'll also be even more pleased to know that of those students that graduate, that obtain their degrees with distinction, cum laude, more than 60% are women. I thought I will do this with this last ceremony as well, and remind or maybe inform some who may not know. Konje le university xa siyiteketisa sithithini? Kwano college. Sana yitshoni nje niqine futhi niqine kwano college apha. Nizayiva nekwayere xa icula ngono college. But for the benefit of those who do not know, who may not know, that nickname has its origins going back to 1916, when this university was established. We are now 107 years old. It was established as the South African Native College. It was created as a center to educate black people. And in those days, black people were understood to be colored students, Indian students, and African students from the start. That's why in 1959, Professor Matthews protested and left, because suddenly the apartheid government created ethnic universities. But Fort Hare was not an ethnic university when it was established. It's a very important fact. It remained the South African Native College as a university college under the wing of UNISA, the University of South Africa. In 1951, it was then handed over and became a university college of Rhodes University. In other words, the degrees of Fort Hare were certified under Rhodes University from 1951. Later back to UNISA, and all the while it was known only as the South African Native College, located at Fort Hare. Fort Hare is the fort, a military garrison, the other side of the road. It was only given full university status in 1970, and it was only then called the University of Fort Hare. University based on a site called Fort Hare. Enough of that history, but it's important that people understand where we come from. I want to mention that during this season, we're graduating 33 doctoral degrees, PhDs. PhDs look like that, red gowns. It's the ultimate or the apex qualification. Kuthiwa bayifunde bayithini? Naba ke niyababona bayifunde bayityeka santi niyityekise lena ngo. From Monday, between Monday and today, we graduated 33 of them. And we'll graduate some more in September. This morning, in this Faculty of Science and Agriculture, we graduated a young man of 29 years. He's now, because he's walked the stage, Dr. Kamla Ngoho from Berlin, with a PhD in chemistry, 29 years old. But also for the seniors, I need to indicate there's still hope. Yesterday, we graduated. She also walked the stage. She's now Dr. Nomvuyo Priti Skota Daile from Tanzania. She graduated with a PhD in education. And she is 70 years old, 70. So from Monday, ndilindele ukubona EQ ezongena izongena PhD esuka kwelicala. We'll make a plan. Kaka sizonenzela shortcuts, man. I also want to acknowledge two members of staff who are lecturers in the university. I need to acknowledge them because we have decided to up the game in terms of requirements for who becomes a lecturer. We now have a policy that says at Fort Hare you can teach if you have a PhD, like you can see, yeah, like that, PhD, or if you are registered for one. Ba unayo, Zamiplan. So I want to acknowledge two colleagues here who are here. Tizawuthi baphakame bakhona pha. Ulinda kuhle Gwala. Oseqonco. Ukhona? Phakame sis. Bakubona. Lindo kuhle ngwaseqonco. Andizungena apho akhoyo, but she is a lecturer in the Department of Agricultural Economics and Extension. Thank you very much and congratulations. I also want to invite Mr. about to be Dr. Sifiso Temba Clement Mdleje, who yena ngexesha esagoduka wazalelwa eMpangeni, ngexesha esagoduka lapha eFort Hare ke ngoku. He is a lecturer in agricultural economics and extension. Once again, congratulations, sir. Thank you very much. Sometimes our students go through very difficult times, and I'll talk about that in a second. We had, on Wednesday, a young man of 25 years, was Pamandla Boise. Pamandla, he was afflicted by a very rare disease. A very rare disease. But during that time, he managed to study 2021 and obtain a BCom law. The rare disease is called neuroautoimmune disease. It's a debilitating disease. And she did not stop with the BCom law. She continued, and on Wednesday she came to graduate his second degree, an LLB degree. Also to note that we have students here who are from the SRC, Student Representative Council. And I'm saying this because it's very important. Dala, ngela xesha langaphambili SRC esaziwa ngoqhwayo udushe. Iphela 10 years begushalaza umuntu esenza i-degree 1. Bangagraduate. Gushalaza nokude. That's a thing of the past now. We're very proud, and I'm very proud to stand here and congratulate 10 members of the SRC between Monday and today. 8 of them with first degrees and 2 of them with postgraduate degrees. Bakhona abalapha, President of the SRC, Ms. Mbalo, graduated on Wednesday with an LLB. Ukhona phaa ezantsi. Ukhona no Secretary General Ms. Kama. She graduated with a degree in social science on Monday. Ukhona naye phaa. I believe there's an SRC member, another one graduating today. Is it here or is it in the morning? In the morning. On the morning, right. Also to note that 31 members of the UFH choir graduated this week. 31. That's why they sing so beautifully. Yeah. Ningab no more. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to make this long. It's been a long week for us. One thing about graduation, especially this side, you sit for long periods of time, so I don't want to prolong it unnecessarily. But I also just want to do a few things. First of all, to acknowledge Mr. Taringa, the director of the Zimbabwe Presidential Scholarship Program. He is here. Please just wave, sir. Yes. We've had a long-standing relationship with the government of Zimbabwe. They bring a batch of students every year and pay scholarships for them. And at every graduation, the director of the office makes sure to come and to be a witness to that moment of joy by students of the Zimbabwe Scholarship Program. Welcome, Mr. Taringa. I'm not going to be long about this. I did try to say a few things earlier. Some of them you'll see on YouTube in the other graduations. But I want to assure you that as a university, we're committed to renewing, reviving this institution. At a time when public institutions, many public institutions, are collapsing, are in crisis, are struggling to manage, are unstable. I wish to assure you that this university, in the last 4 years, has become a very stable institution. I want to assure you that a semester is 14 weeks. 2 semesters is 28 weeks. Now, because we are a contact university, students go to class, they go to laboratory work, practicals, practice teaching. What it means for that qualification to have value, we must utilize all the 28 weeks, every single one of them. Because if you disrupt it, you're shortchanging the graduates. If they disrupt, they're shortchanging themselves. And one of the things that we discuss with the SRC at all times is that we can agree or disagree on any matter. But what we want to protect is the academic program. The beginning of this year saw protests in other universities. There was no protest at Fort Hare. We went straight into the heart of the matter. And that's what we committed to doing. We also, just to assure parents and prospective staff members, that we're a stable university, we financially stable. I like to tell staff of the university that for every one of the 12 months of the university, you can rest assured you're going to be paid your salary without any argument, because we have money. We are in the process of building, very slowly, very modestly, building some reserves for rainy days. That's what a good institution does. That's what it does. We're also tightening, and I need to assure you about this one. We're tightening and taking rigorous steps to ensure that the academic enterprise is strong. Is strong. I gave an example earlier this morning, or in fact throughout the week, that for a doctoral thesis, PhD, you examined externally by 3 examiners, qualified people, experts in the field. We make sure that for each of the PhDs, you don't have external examiners from the same institution. In fact, we're saying now we don't have external examiners from the same country. We're even saying now they must come from 3 different continents, so that you don't have buddies, scratch my back, scratch yours. That you have the experts can vouch for the quality. So when you see them like this, when you see the master's degrees like this, they've been through the mill, they've been trained, and they've been trained well. It was heartening the other day to have graduates, alumni of the university from years gone by, very successful people who could have taken their sons and daughters to other universities. But they came here to see their sons and daughters graduate here, and we saw that as a vote of confidence in the quality of our degrees. What I'm saying in short, Daily Dispatch namhlanje. What I'm saying, ixesha lomgunyadi laphela. Ixesha lomgunyadi laphela. In other words, the time for shortcuts to get a university qualification at Fort Hare is gone. It is my job together with these colleagues to ensure that the degree that you get out of here is a solid qualification. Before I conclude, choir, I want to do a deal with you quickly. I know that after me, let me tell the audience, we don't have an MC or program director for this occasion. It's all on auto cue and autopilot, right? So Nzangela, let's self-regulate. So there's no one who's going to come and say, please keep quiet. Please regulate, allow each graduate to move. So the choir, I want us to make a deal that I know you, as I go back to the chair, you are going to sing. You're going to give us an item. But because we can do this, I want to do something of a surprise now, and I'll do something of a surprise at the end. You'll be told about the end. So at the moment, for now, I'm going to invite two young men. No? Amanda, you don't. The lady, right? I'm going to invite two young men. Usazi Taba was a Flagstaff who graduated upper Monday with a Bachelor of Music. He's a baritone opera singer. But this is, I'm only reading you, Sonderland, gentlemen. Sonderland. I'm only giving you an abridged version of his profile because he's performed internationally already. He's been throughout the world performing at stages as an opera singer. Nangu usazi Taba. Bamaziyo, his stage name is Dimitri. Dimitri. Amanda Petain, Nangya, Vela Amanda Backbone. Amanda Petain, Ngwabuntabangul. He's doing honors in piano performance. Now, I want us namona intamba nkulu ne Flagstaff zingaba melwana. I've asked them to come and give us a piece now, which will then be taken up by the choir straight after. Once they step down, the choir will kick in, the rest of the program will continue. See, it's a deal, choir? It's a deal. Right. So without further ado, I need to mention that when President Ramaphosa came here on the 30th of November last year, Dimitri performed a special song, and he will perform that one at the end. That one is a solo. That one is a solo. For now, they're going to perform. They're going to tell you what they're going to perform. Thank you very much and welcome. And to the graduates, let's give yourselves a round of applause. Let's see. And I'm hoping that from the singing, these two gentlemen in the choir, you'll get inspiration. Please feel free, parents, friends, to use the platform, to use the floor. Graduations as a forte, what is Zeshisa Bear? So my second especially because it's the last one and it's the weekend. Thank you very much.
at you, I wonder why there's to come a time when we must say goodbye. Maybe I have known you forever. Amigos para siempre means you'll always be my friend. Amigos para siempre means the love that cannot end. Friends for life, not just a summer or a spring. Amigos para siempre. I feel you near me even when we are apart. Just knowing you are in this world can warm my heart. Friends for life, not just a summer or a spring. Amigos para siempre. When I look at you, I wonder why there's to come a time when we must say goodbye. When will I alone you forever? Amigos para siempre means you'll always be my friend. Amigos para siempre means the love that cannot end. Friends for life, not just a summer or a spring. Amigos para siempre. I feel you near me even when we are apart. Just knowing you are in this world can warm my heart. Friends for life, not just a summer or a spring. Amigos para siempre.
Mr. Vice-Chancellor, I have the honor to request you to confer the degree of Doctor of Agriculture in Agriculture Economics on the listed candidate.
I hereby award the degree.
Meleche Sefiso Temba Clement, title of thesis, Viability of Government-Funded Broiler Production, Lessons from Northern KwaZulu-Natal, South Africa. Supervisor, Prof. A. Obi.
Congratulations.
Mr. Vice-Chancellor, I have the honor to request you to confer the degree Doctor of Agriculture in Agriculture Extension on the listed candidate.
I hereby confer the degree.
Gwala Lundu Kutle, title of thesis, Insight into the Drivers and Impact of Climate Change and Climate Change Adaptation in the Eastern Cape, South Africa, the case of the Amatola District Municipality. Supervisor, Dr. Yusuf, Co-Supervisor, Prof. Monde.
Congratulations.
Mr. Vice-Chancellor, I have the honor to request you to confer the degree of Doctor of Philosophy and Microbiology on the following candidate.
I hereby award the degree, confer the degree.
Adeniji Oluwusun Olo, title of the thesis, Evaluation of Antimicrobial Combination Therapy Options for the Management of Integrin-Mediated Multi-Drug Resistance Enterococcus species and Enterobacteria Barma and aquatic environment in the Eastern Cape Province, South Africa. Supervisor, Professor Anthony Oko. Mr. Vice-Chancellor, I have the honor to request you to confer the degree of Master of Science in Agriculture Economics on the listed candidate.
I hereby confer the degree.
Maliwa Noluvuyu. Mr. Vice-Chancellor, I ask you to confer the degree of Master of Science in Agriculture in Crop Science on the listed candidate.
I hereby confer the degree.
Mzileni Luyolo Sisiko.
Sir, congratulations. All right.
And the title is correct. Mr. Vice-Chancellor, I have the honor to request you to confer the degree of Master of Science in Biochemistry on the listed candidate. Mr. Vice-Chancellor,
I hereby confer the degree.
Godler Sesotho.
Congratulations.
Go good. Chog good. Mr. Vice-Chancellor, I have the honor to request you to confer the degree of Master of Science in Computer Science on the listed candidate.
I hereby confer the degree.
Chogugudza MacDonald.
Congratulations.
Fatuma Dari Ebenezer.